Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order for the Park Board on August 6th. Our first order of business is to take care of the minutes from last month.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Excellent. I was not here, therefore I did not vote. The claims, we've had a chance to look over the claims. Do we have any questions about any of the claims, concerns? No? Okay.
The one I asked.
Yeah.
So we'll bring it
We
up
already have answers to them.
Okay.
All right, so I would motion that we approve the claims as presented to us.
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Operations report, Tanya.
Okay, so you have there, in addition to the claims appropriation reports for all of our different funds, and hopefully you've had a chance to look through those. I will mention the Crystal Beach one. We will go over in payroll, and already have after this last payroll. If you look on the profit and loss statement there for Crystal Beach, should be right behind that. And what we will do, we have extra funds in a few of the lines within the budget, so we'll do a transfer to cover the payroll costs for Crystal Beach. We had excess food and chemicals left over from last year, so those expenses are really low, and we had budgeted enough to cover for the season. So again, we'll just do a transfer to cover that negative balance there in the Crystal Beach profit and loss. But overall, the income and numbers are great. Even just the last 2 days at Crystal Beach, Monday there was 250 people, and today, even after with school starting today, there's 205 so far today. So for August, I think those numbers are pretty good.
I was wondering where all our students were.
They're at the pool. There's a lot more kids there than I thought today. Our new hours, there is a sheet there with the hours that we landed on for August. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to noon is water fitness, noon to 6, open swim, and then Monday and Wednesday we have the evening water aerobics from 6 to 7. There are no concessions those 3 days. Saturday and Sunday we're open noon to 6, and there is concessions available. And that will go through Labor Day. And then the day after Labor Day we have our dog days this summer, and that closes us for the season. I will mention every Saturday, Saturday, and most Sundays are booked for private parties through August. So, I mean, we have a lot of parties this year. I think lowering that cost of the pool rental really put us over the edge to make it affordable that people could actually rent it and use it. So there are a lot of private parties. If you look at that next sheet that Carla mentioned, the blue and white stripes, gives you some stats of how many day passes we've sold and season passes and the water fitness. It just tells you, gives you numbers there of what we've done. And that was just to the end of July, so none of that includes August. But just in day passes alone, that's people that come in the pool and pay $7 to get in. We're at almost 19,000 there, 18,916. And that does not include kids who come in for free, which are listed under. So you've got 18, 19, 21,000.
21,000.
Yeah. Which does not include any of the punch passes or the season pass holders or the kids that come in through Bethany or Jane's Kids. Or I mean, there's a lot of other coming in, but just the ones coming in and paying the $7, that's what it is.
Can I ask, and it may be too early, did you guys do any type of projection based on the hours that it's going to be open and how much that may cover, what we need to cover payroll or the cost of it being open?
For August?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's early,
Yeah.
but you saw a good couple days so far.
I don't have a
Pardon?
number. I don't have a number
No,
yet.
I
Yeah.
mean, but I think it'd be good for us to see at the end of August.
Yeah, we're watching the numbers really closely, and I've been over there both days sending people home if I can, like
That's
keeping the
great.
payroll as low as we can.
That's good.
But it would be nice, like, for our next meeting,
Mm-hmm.
if we could see all of the costs involved.
Yeah, we will. We'll have
Okay.
that all updated in our profit and loss and for
But
sure.
it's good that it was busy.
Yeah. And as the weather stays like this, I think it will continue through the
Yeah.
month. I mean, it's been great pool days. We had a lot of rain days in July.
Yeah.
So just for the public, just to give you an idea of the passes that we're looking in, that you can't see, they're in front of us. The Water Fitness Day passes, 352. Girls Incorporated passes, like they bring their groups, 303. Boys and Girls Club, 547.
And those are listed separate because we gave them a discount for bringing those groups. They paid $5 instead of $7 to bring the kids from Girls Inc. and Boys and Girls Club.
20 punch passes, 200. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Why are there 20 punch pass lists? Help me. Jane's Kids Punch Pass for 20 was 68.
And then the other one's the Bethany group, and then just the
Oh,
ones we-
Bethany Punch Pass is 200,
Yeah.
and then just public people purchasing the 20 punch passes, 144.
So those were pretty popular.
They were. And then the season pass, that's one that you guys frequently ask us about. That is 37 people bought. Is that correct? Am I reading that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
But that's not the senior one. So the senior one is separate.
oh, where's that? God, there's so, okay. So senior passes for year-round, 50. And then other people that bought season passes, 37. So 87 total season passes were purchased. And then the only other one I wanted to tell you was the family pass. Oh, I thought it was more than that. I got it mixed up. 10. And then, I mean, there were some other little, but those are the main things that we wanted to share with you guys.
Any other questions about Crystal Beach?
I just want to make sure that at the end of the summer, so like for the September meeting, that we have on Crystal Beach all of our costs and all of our revenues, so I know exactly how much.
That's what this tells you
Yeah,
right now, and we'll have it.
right.
I guess we've got a couple days still open in September, but we'll have to the end of
Oh,
August.
Okay, so maybe October then.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right.
Yeah, the final one will be October.
And then we want August separated out, so we can also,
And it is on here.
determine, okay,
Yeah, it is. You'll be able to see it month to month and then year to date.
okay, perfect.
All
Guys,
right.
do you have any questions about anything that Tanya talked about?
No, thank you.
Well, I got a question. It's probably just me just not understanding. So, for example, it's got Crystal Beach Water Fitness All Access Season Pass. How is that different from just an individual annual pass to the park? Because I don't, is it a fitness all access, but it says all access, that's what's throwing me off.
The wellness, which one are you looking at? So the wellness
Between
ones are
senior citizens and private swim lessons, it says, the line item says 37.
water fitness is different. That's the water aerobics, the water jogging.
So it's all access to all those things,
Yeah.
and normally they'd be paying that separately?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
We grouped them together this year so they could do whatever class they wanted.
fantastic, thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Okay, we'll move on to the campground. And there is a profit and loss there. And you'll see even with the loss in April we had during the flood and the $50,000 payment back to the sewer and water for last year, we're still at a profit of $86,395.
Thank
So, the
goodness for our campground.
carries us in so many ways. And thank you, Les and Natalie, for doing such a great job there this year.
Can I ask, I know you were working on some possible deals during the week, the last time you came, and you were just getting ready to roll those out. Have you had the opportunity to do that, and are people taking advantage of it?
Well, we had Good Sam 10% discount, and that's across the board anytime. That has been used since, I believe it was the first-ish of June. That has been used like almost 70 times.
Oh, good.
And then the June discount of 10% was only used 3, but I don't think they're used to seeing stuff.
Okay.
So I think once something gets, in
Out there and people know
and-
about it.
And they kind of know to look for some, what could be this month, I think it'll make a difference.
Okay.
But they are pleased when they know they get the discount though. So, that's fabulous.
Okay.
So it's it's a lot of good for them, but they appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
So campground's in great shape, even after the flood and that revenue loss there. Next, there's a report there from Brett for the senior center. There were 145 meals served, 36 bags of produce. There was a big group, 15 seniors went on the Rock and Thunder boat tour, so they're going to do that one again. They had a waiting list. Had several, a jewelry class, and then Girls Inc. came and participated with them doing bingo and painting rocks for the rock garden. And then the parade, fireworks, movie Madison and Wanted To were all very well attended. He's working now on the Harvest Festival and working on sponsorships for the Harvest Festival and the Christmas parade. So those will be the next 2 big things. We do have one more movie in September. Then there is a chart there, a graph that has program counts on it, just a comparison of what we did last year in 2004, and then our numbers for 2005. And you can see most, I'm not sure why pickleball's a little lower, but water aerobics, swim lessons, youth baseball, just shows you the comparison of our numbers for registration and programs last year to this year. And with that, Whitney resigned and left, as you guys know, and Brett Cahill started as our new athletic director. And she's here tonight, so she's just going to introduce herself and share how she's hit the ground running. She's already been a big help. We're excited to have her. She coaches at the school and has a lot of connections with the teams and coaches at the high school.
There you go.
Oh, perfect. I just want to start off by introducing myself, which Tanya kind of gave me a little introduction. But I kind of grew up playing all the Parks Department leagues, and that kind of sparked my interest in sports. And so I played t-ball, softball, volleyball, all the things that the Parks Department has to offer. And that I wasn't very good with playing with balls or anything, so I ended up running cross country and track in high school and college, and just love that sports can bring out different things that you can take on after you get done with the sports and in your life. So it's really exciting for me to be in this position and be able to dive into our youth and grow our youth programs so they continue those sports in high school and develop all of those just life skills that they need for after sports. And so I just wanted to talk about kind of things that I've started getting my hands into on the first week that I've been here. Football, we have extended registration till August 15th because our numbers are currently lower than we would like. We only have 16 first and second graders, 19 third and fourth graders, and 17 fifth and sixth graders, so not complete teams. But I have been in contact with Madison schools, and they're going to send out our registration again to parents for elementary schools and junior high. So with that, I'm hoping that we get more numbers within the next couple of weeks before registration ends. And then Tyler, our league director, he is looking for more sponsorships right now, so we're getting him more forms to hopefully sponsor us for the students throughout this season. Volleyball, I'm currently getting in touch with the league director to finalize the practice schedule so we can get that out on social media and to the schools. The volleyball clinic is currently scheduled for Sunday, September 21st, and then the season begins the following week, September 29th. And then basketball, I actually just published that registration today on Rec, so we'll be getting that out to all the schools within hopefully the next couple of days and on social media. And then Adam Dennis does a really good job with Lady Cubs, actually a phenomenal job. Could not talk highly more of him and all that he's done for that program, and I know Carla does quite a bit with him as well. But something I want to maybe incorporate this winter would be something with the boys basketball team, because I know we don't really do anything with them right now, but I think that'd be really good to start working and collaborating with them. I know they do something on their own, but I'm not quite 100% sure what that is. But yeah, that's currently what I've been digging myself into for the first week that I've been here. Do you have any questions?
Just welcome aboard.
Thank you.
It sounds like you haven't had time to dig into much else, so.
No,
it sounds
she
like a good
seriously
week.
hit the
Yeah,
ground running,
yeah.
like she has.
Welcome.
Been
Well,
phenomenal.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Come to the microphone so everybody can hear you, please.
Brett and I have known each other for a long
Turn it on, pumpkin.
How about that?
There you go.
Okay. Brett and I have known each other for a long time, and with Tanya and Roger's help, we've already started to kind of go to the schools, and we've had a plan to go be more involved with the boys club, the coaching staffs, the local schools and coaches to try to get that. That's what we're trying. So we'll be hitting you kind of at a certain point, but
Yeah,
that's the agenda
I made
we
a
had
note
talked
of it.
about when Brett came on board. That was part of the whole reasoning, and what Tanya's kind of put together. And Roger with his first tee, we're going to really make an assault to our local schools and our coaches to try to get our feeder programs back. So that
Yeah,
Brett didn't really mention that, but that I wanted you all to be aware of kind of behind the scenes of what we talked about and what our plans are.
I think it's important for you or whoever to get into the schools and the schools to let you in. We have connections at Sean Pope John, and I encourage some past people to come at lunches and just talk about what programs are going on once or twice a year to get kids excited and sign up. I know we can do that at Pope John, and I'm sure Madison would let you in if it's possible, and other schools. So just know that, but you have a good connection there, and we can help it with our schools as well.
That's our plan.
Yep, thanks, Christian.
Okay, Roger Gallatin, you're up to bat.
All right, we gave you some info there, trying to do the large print, and last month, July and August, so June, July, and August. Still missing my big goals. 62,000 was my pie in the sky dream for July. At the golf board meeting, I kind of let all the members know that we were probably going to miss the July number, but we ended up barely hitting it. I'm attributing that to the heat. It just got really hot in July. The round count is lower, almost 350 below what my target was. Last year finished 48.9. This year we did 49.1. I included August in there because it cooled off the first weekend of August, and we killed it. 500 rounds basically in 3 days. I think I included Monday in that. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we did 11,900 towards a goal of 50,000, or beating last year's goal of $50,000. So excited about that. It's been a challenge, been a tough year turf-wise. I'm sure Christian will address that a little bit more. It's not just in Madison, the turf conditions. It's regional wide, just the weather we're having. A lot of rain, hot weather on top is not good on cool season turf, which is the majority of what we have. If you're out at the golf course, I think it's pretty amazing. You look down at number 10, and we've got some warm season turf in front of 10 green, and it is green and lush like you wouldn't believe. But just the temporal zone we're in right now, it's, the cool season grass is just struggling this kind of weather. Overall, the second page with the real small font, I got my glasses. When I compare us to what we did last year, still up. We took a big hit at the beginning of the year in February, but overall, I got us tracking just under $10,000 year to date over where we were this time last year. So, feel pretty confident about hitting that budget number of $595. Feel like we can definitely get that, and looking for the first black number in the profit of $1 at Sunrise. Carly, you'd asked me one question about food and beverage, and I kind of went back on the appropriations report to kind of show what we've spent in food and beverage versus what retail we've produced. So the year-to-date number, I ran this back towards the end of July. We've done $34,997 in food and beverage, and to date on the food we spent $16,000. Still have $23,000 left. So basically, that's my 50% margin there. That does not include any labor, and a lot of it I'm not going to take credit for it. We were using inventory from last year to help us in that category. But we're going to need it because we've had a lot of breakdowns. I know I was at the council meeting yesterday, and we transferred some money to take care of some broken mowers and things like that out of payroll. So hopefully we can stay light in that food and beverage appropriation number and have that to kind of pad some of the problems we're having on other stuff. In July, I finished up my first tea camp, 3 weeks in June, 3 weeks in July. These numbers aren't on there anywhere, but last year, I was trying to remember, I thought it was 36 or 38 kids, my two camps. This year, we did 78 total. Getting a lot of feedback that they want more programming. I'm hesitant to do more right now because of this appropriations report. When I planned all the staffing for the summer, I was very intent on covering the shop so I could be out with the kids, not have to worry about answering the phone or being behind the counter or anything like that. If I did something into the fall, I know it's going to come to a situation to where I have 6, 8, 10, 12 kids show up and I don't have anybody to man the shop, and I'm going to have to be in there. So I want to include that in my planning staffing wise for next year, but definitely want to throw some fuel on the fire to get these kids playing more golf and playing some junior leagues and things like that. So as far as what I see, how we're tracking this year and how to improve next year, and I've talked to Christian about this, it's marketing. I think we need to advertise more. We need to advertise outside of our community. The one number that I track religiously here is, and we've got a really good number, our member rounds are less than 40% of our total rounds. So we're getting 60% of the people that play on a regular basis that are paying something at the door. And I think that's a big contributing factor to why we're doing better there. But we just need more volume now. I was trying to do 18,000 rounds, and we're consistently falling short of that on my monthly projection. So we're probably going to end up around 16,000 rounds, something like that. I think we get to over 18,000 rounds, and I think it's a profitable business. Any questions?
We're getting ready to do our budgets next week,
Yes.
so we'd have to, get that information for your funding or whatever. We'd need to make that pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you've already done it for the next year.
610.
Okay, good.
Mindy
Okay.
gave me my number last night, and that's, I feel like I can get to next year's number this year, hopefully. We did some.
But I mean, for your extra staffing for your youth stuff, I just want to make sure you got that in.
That's in there.
Okay,
I'm assuming that the 610 was my expense as well as my revenue for next year. It was 595 this year, so it grew a little bit, give me an extra $15,000 to accommodate some extra staffing to let me get out and do what I do best.
Okay, excellent.
Any other questions?
No, I'd like to compliment you on the U.S. Junior
Yes.
tournament that went on. That brought in, I don't know how many kids from out of town, along with their families, and that was good. I mean, it was good for the local kids, but it was even better to bring a lot of people from out of town to see the course.
And thank you for that. I'm always hesitant to, being an operator, donate golf. And we donated 65 green fees to the juniors coming in from out of town. But the one thing that makes that up is, and this didn't happen when we were kids, that their parents
No.
come out. And we rent spectator cards, $30 a spectator card. We sold 42 of them that day. I mean, that makes up for a lot of junior green fees that we donated. So the other neat thing about that, and Patrick and I worked together to get some of our older first tee participants engaged in this 18-hole event. It's a tournament. It's, locking horns with some of the kids around the state that are coming from Indianapolis and further away that are playing a heck of a lot of golf, playing at really, really nice facilities, just some good quality young golfers, and let them go up against them and see how they, rated. I know that was a big thing for me is I just took it for granted that, I was the best one at my high school when I was young, but as soon as I went to college, really got knocked down a peg, and that happens every level you go up in this game is you have to get used to the competition's next level. Not to say that you can't get there, but it's going to take work and a little humbling, but I think that was, I was excited. I think we had about 8 or 10 Madison kids in that 65.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was excited to give them that opportunity. Dave, do you have a question?
Yes, if I'm remembering correctly, one of the matters that came to our attention in the winter was the question about maybe having too many seasonal workers all over last year, but I guess some seasonal workers at Sunrise, we may have too many. Did you trim that back this year, and if so, how did that work for you?
I trimmed it back outside of the season.
Okay,
So I wanted to have enough people to where I was comfortable, getting out on the golf course and working with the kids. And thank goodness, because I try to keep a 5-to-1 ratio in my first tee camps, and I was using every last coach I could find to keep that ratio when I was working with all these kids. And it's important because it's a dangerous sport. I tell them my number one goal is to stay out of the ER each junior camp we do. And we have techniques and rules, that we do with the coaches and keep the kids safe. But I'm spent a lot of time on the payroll budget for the year. Went at the spring when we started getting serious about this appropriations report, and I really mapped out everything, and I intentionally staffed up heavy from May to August, pretty much when we got the college kids here. Once they go back to college, we slimmed down quite a bit, and you're going to see me answering the phone in there a lot more this fall.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Dave,
mean, I like seeing you, that's
Hey, Dave, we did also cut out the assistant pro manager line that was still budgeted for
Right.
because he didn't replace Landon when he
Landon,
left.
right.
So we used that money towards the seasonal labor.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'd forgotten about Landon.
Yeah, and that, we still might have a discussion about, I'm grooming a new assistant, Jay Sharp. He's been doing great. He wants to get into the PGA, do the apprenticeship. It's expensive. I think I've got some private donors to help him with his educational part of it. But I don't think he's ready for a salaried position yet, but I think at one point, I want to get him to understand the difference between salary and punching the clock. He's still there a ton. He loves the game, wants to play all he can, but we might make that transition. I've included him into that seasonal labor hour, along with a lot of Christian's crew and everybody else that we do it. So we've really tried to minimize the full-time people at the golf course. That's kind of the one big factor that Bob kept telling us is the benefits package is pretty healthy as far as, cost to the city. So we try to keep that minimal and use mostly seasonal labor for that. And also the flow of the rounds of golf, when you look at month to month, most of our rounds are happening between April and September.
Right.
So, but yeah,
And just one more quick question.
Yeah.
Your new golf carts, are they working out well?
yeah, a few glitches here and there.
Did you get your one repaired?
The company has been good about, sending a tech down. They're a little bit far away, coming from Evansville. But yeah, they got everything patched up. A lot of it is just, working out the new kinks with their lithium batteries and the new carts that we have. So, yeah, everything's been great, and I haven't had to block a single tee time. Some of my guys asked me a couple weekends ago, we were pretty filled up, and they asked if I was going to have enough carts. And 45, I think, is a really good number right now. We got down to 2 or 3 carts that we had left, and then we had carts coming in off of the 18th green. So turn them right around, and I think it's an ideal number as it stands right now until we start growing the business more. So.
We have plenty of carts Saturday.
Yeah, what I told, Carl came in today, and I'm a little bit of a control freak when it comes to these bigger events. We ran a bunch of them at my last place, and I really like to have all the paperwork, answer as many questions before the golfer can ask our staff, have the names on the carts with the starting hole numbers. Really doesn't work when half the field has their own private cart, so we've come up with tweak the operations a little bit on these bigger shotguns. We'll have the carts up in front just like we normally do. We'll have the waiver liability attached to the cart. If they need a cart, they can go out and grab one. The keys will be in them. I'll go around once they start and get everybody to sign that. So we do have any damage on the carts, we have somebody specifically to go to for damage. And then as far as assigning holes, we'll just put them on the scorecards. So
Okay.
as the groups check in, they'll get that scorecard with a big starting on hole number 2B or whatever their assigned hole is. So it's been a little bit different, how we run the operation, but it's worked out pretty good so far. And really, I'm up to 90 players. I'm kind of concerned about the Freedom Center one we have in September. Those girls are really pushing it, but I'm not really hitting the panic button until we go over 100 players, just because there's so many personal carts
Right.
here in town. And I'm not sure I keep asking these administrators, can you ask your players if they have their own carts? And it seems like I get it all set up just right, and I still have 4 or 5 carts left, once they all get on the course. So, yeah, I think it's just a balancing act and something that I'm not used to because we have, personal carts here in town. My last facility, we didn't allow any personal carts on. I had a fleet of 72. So that was kind of our optimal number there, and I could handle an event of 144, and it worked out perfect. Here, that's the kind of balancing act that I got to go through with the events we're having. But even the smaller events are a windfall for the golf course too. We're doing a $4,000 or $5,000 day with a 60-person outing. I'm used to doing 120 to 140, and having an $8,000 or $10,000 day. We just don't have that capacity at Sunrise right now. Because of the type of facility we are, all the personal carts, things like that. So,
I have to ask, have we sold any more sponsorships on our beautiful signs?
no.
I'm never going to let it go, Roger, till they're all filled.
All right. I'll get them filled by the end of the year. All right?
I just need a little bit of progress.
Quote me on that.
All right.
How many are left?
I think we've got 12, is that right?
Yeah, I think so too.
It's,
I'd be happy with 2 or 3 at a time.
no, in all honesty, I'm already selling them, building the relationships with the key businesses in town. So it's just a matter of me of going to them and say, hey, can you write me a check for $1,200?
Okay.
All right?
All right.
While we're on golf course, I didn't have him on the agenda, but Roger mentioned it, just the condition of the golf course with the heat and the weather, and if you guys are getting questions, I'd like for you to hear from Christian what's going on with that, so you can answer questions. And there are several other courses having to close, so.
I don't know if you have any questions. I don't know if you watch the news or, I didn't want to speak about it because I don't want to make excuses, but we are where we are and we're fixing it the way it is. And we're certainly not the only ones dealing with it, and we haven't had to shut any operations down because of it. I watched the news this morning in Louisville, and their municipal course, their parks department is getting ready to pay $1 million to replace 14 greens that have died this spring. We don't have to do that right now, knock on wood. Our fairways are coming back, our greens are coming back. We've needle tined all the greens, we've aerated all the fairways, we've needle tined all the approaches and collars. Hand watering has been done for a month. We're doing everything in our possibility that we can do to make the golf course as good as it is. It's very, very picky grass. And I'm not just fighting it at the golf course. The tall grass is going crazy. The short grass is trying to stay alive. The weeds are going nuts. It's been a crazy year. But there's no excuses for it. Everybody else is dealing with it, and we're just dealing with it in our way.
So what is causing it? Because not normally, but a lot of times this time of year we're in a drought. So we're not getting water except the sprinklers, but it seems like right now we're getting a lot of rain.
The way Sunrise is not just, it has its own unique reasons why, but for the most part of it is when we have a really hot spring and the ground's saturated and there's always water in it. The worst thing that can happen is when the sun pops out and all of a sudden we're at 95 and humid. It's
Right.
the worst thing that can happen for short grass, especially on greens. If that happens if a pre-emergent fungicide is not on a green and that happens, Pythium is a fungus that happens on short bent grass greens. And Pythium can eat a green overnight. So there's a mixture between funguses, there's insects, and then along with the saturation of the ground, and it's just basically burning turf is what
Right.
it is.
Okay.
That tends to lead into areas when it does dry out, ground will become what's called hydrophobic, where it won't allow it to take water. So water comes, and we could get an inch of rain in an hour, and the water hits the ground and sheds off. There's our erosion problems, because that starts taking things with it. That's why you aerate. You aerate to open up those holes and open up that ground, so it doesn't necessarily just always need water. It needs air as much as it needs water. So if you cut the air off of it, it's been a perfect storm.
Yeah.
We had 95-degree weather in May, and then it got cool again, and everything got active, and all the warm season grasses all retracted. Now we're in the exact opposite. It's hot and it's still wet. We haven't gone to that dormancy yet. So it's just been a perfect storm. Awful. I don't know how else to explain it. It's
No,
just been-
I appreciate you clarifying, just because.
And I know it looks terrible, and it looks like we're not doing anything, but I can assure you.
No, it's
I can
everywhere.
assure you-
Everybody's yard looks terrible.
I mean, everybody's golf courses.
And I can assure you that the staff at Sunrise is working daily to try to alleviate things. We were patching irrigation all last week. It's our same story that we've been talking about. But that's the update on it, and it's rebounded tremendously in the last week. The greens that we got aerated last week before the rain last night, they perked up today.
Okay.
We got 2 more to do, and everything else will be aerated. Tomorrow's my spray day. I'll feed everything again tomorrow. So we're actively trying to get ahead of, because we know it's going to come. I know within a week or 2 or a month, it won't rain till Halloween. And we're going to be fighting that battle. Then it'll be a dry time, and that'll be a whole nother challenge. But that's an easier challenge than what we're dealing with right now. This is hard to fight. It really is.
Mhm.
But hopefully, so far, we haven't lost anything permanent.
We appreciate all the work you've done.
You and your staff.
Kudos. Do we have any other items before I turn it over to the public? All right, if you would like to come to the podium and address the park board, now's your time. Please state your name and your address when you begin to speak.
So I'm Jan Vatrus at 701 East 2nd Street. I wanted to thank you guys and the mayor for working out August hours, and as Tanya said, people are coming, which is great. And it looks like the weather forecast is going to be really hot the rest of August, so hopefully we'll make up for all those rain days in July. One question, the Golf Pro mentioned marketing, and I had some out-of-town companies staying at the Fairfield Inn, and was delighted to know that the hotel offered them day passes to Crystal Beach. Are all the hotels doing that don't have pools of their own? What's the campground telling people about the pool and the golf course, and are we doing cross-marketing? It's still hard to find out what's going on for people who follow Facebook, but for out-of-town visitors, is the visitor center, are they promoting us? Golf course, campground, pool? That's my question. So, thank you.
Tanya, can you answer that?
We have trifold parks with the golf course, Crystal Beach, at BMI. So, yes, we have.
So we have a flyer there, but we're not
Trifling.
actively working with them to ask them to promote.
They promote all of our events, and even the pool. I've seen them promote that several times on social media. I don't know what they do outside of their website and social media and the printed material. I'd have to check with Hannah on that, but I know they do those three things for
And then at
us.
the campground, are we offering pool passes? Okay. Have very many people taken you up on that? Handful?
Yeah, probably maybe 10. They're offered, but we don't have a lot of kids coming in.
Yeah.
But a lot of parents.
And are there any other hotels besides?
Currently, but I have talked to Tony about that next year, working with all of them to do that.
Okay. Anybody else?
On that subject, Scott and I had started to try to do some coordination with Fairfield, the Marriott down there, as far as a discount to come play. I was wanting to get bigger and do a stay and play kind of thing, but we were just trying to get it off the ground. Hadn't really materialized that much. Actually, I've gotten more $5 discount rounds from Les from the campground. But we've done some cross-marketing, but that's part of what I'm looking to expand next year is to go into all the hotels and see what we can do to even get a brochure in their lobby or something like that. But yeah, that's part of the plans for next year.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else before we adjourn? Okay, well, our next Parks meeting is Wednesday, September 3rd at 4 o'clock. I would move to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for coming.